Hey guys, Dr. J here, Jason Lipoff, your Team Beachbody coach. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about Emerald status, and I'm very easily going to lay out what are the requirements to be an Emerald coach. I'm going to talk about a couple definitions that I'm not going to go into detail that will be discussed in later lectures, but now I'm just going to give you the basics, why it's important. So the definition given by Team Beachbody of a coach that has reached Emerald status is two requirements. Number one, you need to be active, an active coach, which means a minimum of 50 personal volume. So that's products that you've purchased for yourself or for your retail customers. The second thing is you must have two active coaches, one on each leg, with a minimum of 50 personal volume, because that's the definition of being active. Once you are an Emerald coach, you are now eligible for cycle bonuses and what's called being activated. Now, once again, cycle bonuses will be discussed later, but basically that's how you end up making residual income from all of your coaches underneath you, whether you sponsor them or not. It's an accumulation of the of your team volume, not your own volume, but everybody that's underneath you. And that, in essence, is basically all the hard work that you put in now. That's eventually what comes into play. When you are also an Emerald coach, the maximum amount of cycle bonuses that you can receive per week is $250. But by the time that you're kind of maxing that out, you really should be at diamond status anyway. So again, what are the main advantages of being on Emerald? Number one is the fact that number one, you got skin in the game, because it's a fact. The earlier you get to Emerald status, the earlier you're motivated to actually start learning ahead of what you think you know. Because there's people underneath you, and then all of a sudden you have paychecks coming in because there's volume underneath you, and you're kind of in your crazy busy schedule, you find yourself kind of in the mix and learning and actually just following the system. The second point is that you're now eligible for cycle bonuses, which is you making money. If you're just a coach, you're not making any money on any of your team's volume. It's all you. And like we all know, with small businesses, true success does not lie in what you do with your own two hands. It's what you show people to do with their hands. That's actually where you get true growth. The third thing is that once you're an Emerald coach, then you are activated, and of course you have to stay Emerald. But what activated means, and to me, I actually read this, and I actually just found this out yesterday. I really didn't know that this was the case. Is that being activated means that you are not only active, but you've got Emerald status. And so now all of the volume that starts accumulating underneath you, well, you'll have all this volume that starts accumulating on one leg and the other leg, and you're not going to be able to use all of it every week as you cycle for weekly paychecks. And so that extra excess goes into a bank, and you get to use it. It goes into a reservoir, and it flows over to next week and then next week. That is huge, because if you just stay a coach for months and months and months, and your downlines just keep growing and growing and growing, I mean, you're throwing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars out on the table because you're not able to bank all that volume that's accumulating underneath you. I never realized it because as soon as I signed up, I became an Emerald within a week, because it just wasn't an option. I mean, I just said, okay, great, I'm gonna put Brooke there, and I'm gonna find one other person, period, that's it. And then I started figuring out really what everything meant. So I'll kind of close it and say that there's a reason why we tell people to get to Emerald as soon as possible. Once you've made the decision that this is what you want to do, that you're going to the top, and you can either come with me, or you can be waving to me from the bottom, and I'm going to be waving to you from the top. if there is no question in your mind with complete conviction and purpose that this is what you were meant to do. You were meant to inspire people, and you were meant to do this. I don't care how busy I am, I don't care how many kids I am, I'm gonna figure this out no matter what. If you've got that conviction, then you go out there and you listen to the people that have done it right, and you get 2 coaches underneath you, and then you keep repeating the system. That's how you do it. The longer that you wait, I have some coaches that, you know, they go through like a day or two where they're like, oh, I'm inspired, and then they're not. And you can't blame them because, you know, maybe it was my fault that I didn't initially light the fire at the beginning, but, you know, like everything else, you could have a really good idea, but unless you act upon it right away, it just kind of poof, it just kind of goes in the wind. So if you're listening to this, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make a commitment and say to yourself, I don't care how many people I gotta ask. I am gonna get to Emerald within 7 days. I'm gonna get to Diamond in 90 days. And how am I gonna do it? I'm gonna look at the structure, and I'm gonna find out how to do it as soon as possible. With Emerald, it's easy. You find a family member, you find a spouse, you sign up on your weak leg, which we're going to do in another video with exactly coach placement. But basically, you sign up your spouse on your weak leg, or your significant other, or your mother, or your sister. It doesn't make a difference, even if you're covering their 50 personal volume. And then you find one other person. For Brooke's case, she signed up both her parents. But I would recommend finding one person that you trust, one person in this world that says, hey, do you want to take an adventure with me? I'm doing something that I think is really great, not just for me, but for our community and our society, and I'm looking to inspire people. I would love it if you would join this adventure with me. You're telling me you can't find one person that trusts you in this world to join you in this fight? You got to think about that. Maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Find that conviction. Find it inside you. I know that you guys have it because I see the fire in you guys when you guys are responding and when you guys are in challenge groups, and you guys all have it in you. This is the kind of motivation, the fire that you need to have. Do you always have it on? No. But when you turn it on, boom, you're activated, and you take massive action as soon as possible. Today, you do something. You invite as many people as you can. And then when they ask what you're doing, you just tell them, and you're honest with them. And then you use your uplines to help you along the way. You can't always be go, go, go. But the little recognitions, the emeralds, the diamonds, what happens is you just keep moving up and up and up, and the valleys become less, and the highs become higher. So I'll leave it at that. And we'll talk about spouse placement and everything in just a little bit. All right, guys? Bye.